What a gorgeous learning combination we have been. The communication, the collaboration. And yes, it is the last lesson, but we're not going to be sad. We're going to be joyous and we are going to show how connected we are. Do you know, it's you, it's me, but it's bigger than us. We're this enormous learning community, and over 100,000 pupils in the UK and beyond have taken part, and you are all very welcome. I actually really like you guys. Welcome to the classroom today. There's something I want to say that's really important. It's a special, important message. I've loved getting to know you, and I've got to know you well through your writing efforts. And I don't say this lightly. You can feel that, can't you? You have improved. Your work has become sharper. Your work has become clearer, and it's got more precision. Now, this has been the easy bit, but I've trained you well. And after today, I hand it to you. I hand it to your brain and your pencil or your pen, because it's your turn to do your independent writing. And there is a prize. Your teachers are going to get the work to me. They can get it to me in the normal way on social media or via email at info@thetrainingspace.co.uk. And there is a prize of £100 to spend on the books of your choice. And of course, we make sure that you get that in an appropriate way so you can spend it on the books that you want. Okay, you know the jingle, probably better than Mrs. C. Pens up, think at pace, jot quick, writing's ace. This is our last chance together to craft and construct and weave wonderful words, and then you will be set free to show me what you can do. Right. Oh, there has been so many celebrations. I don't think I've slept. But who do I want to celebrate today? Well, it's a school called St. John Bosco, and they're in Liverpool. And this work just zinged to me. This is year 6 writing, and I want to celebrate Daisy's work. It was so beautiful, so authentic. Just let me read this line to you. The space between them seemed to say in harmony, I missed you so much. So believable, so real. I loved it. And Harry's work is drenched in vocabulary choices that weren't even in my vault. We had atrocious, laughable, elegant, overwhelmed. And then Mason finished with a magical bouquet, sparkly champagne and wonderful confetti. I mean, just bursting with positivity. And my stack is just growing. Your stack will be growing too. But who has found their way onto my stack? Well, Dyer from the British International School in Brussels. The relative clause, but actually not just that. I'm going to read the clause. Who looked like he had been in a nightmare. So Dad is so undone, so ruffled, so sweaty. But then look, they moved in sync and their eyes magically connected. That was a hashtag goosebump moment right there for me. And Isabel showed me deepening the moment. Look at this sentence, of her own volition, all by herself, going beyond the model and showing me what she can do, this little glimmer of independence. Their hearts pounded as one. And then Noira, I'm going to read Noira's from Middleton Prep. Absolute heartburst, Noira. Wedding bells rang out in the restaurant's garden. The wedding was a collection of magical moments, grand voices, elegant wedding dress, gorgeous flowers, angelic bells, harmonious music, and one used for emphasis, wonderful, Winston. Well, your alliteration at the end has just glimmered insightfully for us all. You know, this is palpable. This is real. I am so proud of you. I'm so proud of all of you. And where are we? Well, we've got to get ready for our writing. I'm not going to waste any time. We need to have our thinking side marked up. You are building, please, for me, a 2 and a 2 and a 2. I want double word bank spaces across learning chunk 1 to 3, 30 seconds on the clock. Get ready. Great. We're all ready to write. We're ready to collect. And we are on. It's a bit tough today, isn't it? It is a bit tough that it's our last day. We're on our final plot point. And we had a happy ending yesterday. We had the wedding, but we go a bit higher. That's why I've got a star there. There is more to come. There is more joyous moments. So let's have a look at our final plot point. It's plot point 9, and I want you to watch really closely to as many clues as you can. Off you go. Wonderful stuff. Wow, what a feast. Now, there are 3 things we need to do today, and thank you, Noira, for giving us the alliteration from the sentence stack, because we're going to start right there. The first thing I want you to do is to build some alliterative phrases for me. The second thing we're going to do is we're going to think really carefully about our adjectives. And finally, we're going to lean on a very poetic final device of repetition for effect. Well, I'm your writing teacher. I'm going to help you every step of the way. And where are we going to start? Well, we're on thinking side. We're on alliteration, and I'm thinking about meatballs. And I've got some meatballs here. Interesting. I'm going to have a little look at these meatballs. They're quite mesmerising to me. They're moist. And I've got a special visitor. Well, who is she? Well, her name is Honey, and this is Mrs. C's doggy. Now, the question is, we know Winston likes meatballs. Does Honey like meatballs? Shall we have a little look? Oh, Honey, come and meet all the children. Here she is. Oh, Honey, are you lovely? Right. Do you like meatballs, Honey? Shall we see? Look, they're moist. They're mesmerising. Oh, do you like those? Do you want to have a little? I think she wants to have a little sniff down there. Oh, Honey, you are funny. Oh, yes, look at her. She's eating it all up. Oh, that's hilarious. Right, okay. I'm going to write those 2 words down that I had. Mesmerising. Now, do you know, I'll tell you something about mesmerising. Many words where you're thinking, is that an S? Is that a Z? In the UK, it's often an S. Mesmerising. And they are moist. Moist is one of Mrs. C's favourite words. I want you now to have a go at, words that begin with that sound, so I can describe the meatballs. You are trotting, you've not got long. Off you go. Okay, teachers, you are stood, you're lickety split, and when you hear words that you've not got in your vocabulary vault, children, you must add them in. Remember, it's a bit like bingo. If somebody shouts out mesmerising and you've got it, you can tick it. But if somebody shouts out marvellous and you haven't got it, you must add it. That's the rules for kind calling out. Off you go. Okay, everybody. I loved hearing those words. I heard Moorish. I heard monster. Now, action. We're moving on to Word Bank 2. And I'm actually now thinking about the part of the film when this meatball is moving of its own volition, it seems, across the kitchen floor. I'm thinking of that movement. That's why I need the action lens. And it's often under the action lens that we collect verbs, because that's where the movement happens. I wanted to collect past tense verbs. And for me, it almost feels like the movement of a snake, how that meatball moves across the floor. So I'm going to think about some snake-like words. If they're regular, they're going to end in ed. If they're not, they can still be past tense, but less common. I'm going to have curved. Yes, because often a snake curves around things. I'm going to have crept across the kitchen floor. I'm going to have slinked. Oh, that's definitely a snake word. They're my 3 ideas. I want you to jot. They don't have to just be snake words, but I think that will give us lots of good ideas. Off you go. Okay, great ideas. Now, we need to kind call out. We're going to add more to our list. We want the snake inspiration, but we can go beyond. Rolled is obvious, but there are more verbs out there. Are you ready, teachers? Are they smiling? Off you go. Okay, we're going straight over to writing side, and there's a provided sentence. Mrs. C writes provided sentences to glue ideas together, and I often use them cohesively, sometimes to push time on. Here again, I'm cleverly writing in some passing of time. Teachers, as I read this, will you write it into your model in the classroom? Here it is. Time passed as a married couple. A happy and joyous time where even Winston got used to his healthy dog food, topped with the peculiar green leaves. That's in our story. That's just showing everybody that every day since their marriage, it has been a happy time. We're right up there on +10 positivity. But now you're under my wing of my demonstration writing. Look closely. Don't feel like you have to have exactly the same words as me. Lean on the ideas, but reach beyond. Add extra, add more, deepen, and you're going to see now inside the writer's mind. One day, I want to kind of fix it now in time to a particular day. One day, something was different. That's okay. Something happened. Something happened. Something occurred. All of these, I'm not crossing them out. I'm just trying to be sure. One day, something changed. Now, one day something changed. I could put a full stop there, but as a writer, I'm going to put a semicolon because this is now going to be another idea, a whole idea that's a sentence, but it's closely connected. And a semicolon is telling the reader this is connected. One day, something changed. I'm going to introduce the change as the meatball. A massive, that's a good one, Mrs. C. A massive, mesmerising, it's okay, mouth-watering. Mouth-watering. I want the reader to read that together. It's hyphenated. A massive, mouth-watering meatball plopped on the floor. I'm not sure about plopped. it just sounds not quite right. A little bit rude, maybe. Mouth-watering meatball hit the floor. That's better. Hit the floor. And then I'm going to use one of these snaky words. And wriggled. Silent W. Oh, I tell you what. They don't half try to keep us on our toes with spelling. But I'm fearless. Silent letters aren't going to catch me out. And hit the floor and wriggled into Winston's view. Winston's view. And that view belongs to Winston, so I need a belonging to apostrophe. One day something changed. A massive, mouth-watering meatball hit the floor and wriggled into Winston's view. I want you now to fix a day in time. I want you to make alliteration sparkle off the page with your meatballs and make sure that meatball's on the move. Off you go, writers. Oh, I know you're going to be brilliant at alliteration. Now, we are moving to learning chunk 2, and we're thinking about adjectives. Adjectives are in the basic lens because I know you'll be so good at that. You'll be so good. And we are now thinking about something in a bigger way. Oh, that's a trick really, in a bigger way. Many films, think about the films you've watched. Many films do a technique called topping and tailing. How they open and how they end mirror each other. Now, at the beginning of this film, we have the hand. We have the kind, generous, big-hearted hand of Dad, who scoops Winston off the streets. And now the film ends with another hand, but a different hand. And this hand, well, it's a big idea, but it's a small hand. I want to think of other words that are in that synonym family, size words, and I'm thinking of minuscule, and I'm thinking of dinky. I want you to chop with your friends now, chat and jot, you've not got long. I want lots of words for small. Off you go. Okay, I'm not going to kind calling out. What I want to do now is tune into feelings. We're going to go straight into a chart because I want to think about that actually we could, through people's actions, through their hands, through things they do, we can feel their emotions. And I want to gather some of those positive words for emotion. I'm thinking, well, it's nice. Not happy with that word. I'm going to go to my shadeometer. I know that nice is probably right down at the bottom for intensity, and right at the top is open-hearted. That is very intense, very positive. Another word I've got here is generous, and I feel that generous would be probably about mid-range generous. Well, I've given you two words there, generous and open-hearted. I want you now to go into a chart. Can you add more? Can you order them? Off you go. Look how quick you are. Your brains are thinking hard. I can feel that. We are going to go into a kind calling out, and your teacher has to collect two instant banks. We want a size bank for the size of the hands, and we want the sense of emotion because of the gestures. Off you go. Okay, we're zooming in now onto word bank 2. I am going to collect words, phrases, maybe even clauses, and they are all mapped around awakening memories. That actually this is where we write into the story the full circleness of the kind hand. And that's quite tricky, actually. I'm going to write this down, harking back to street life. Yes, it's a clause, but I might use, we are awakening memories. Mrs. C has harking back to street life. It's a bit chatty, down memory lane. I'm not sure I'll use it. And I've got this gorgeous word here, reminiscing. They're my 3 ideas. How can we show in writing we are thinking about the past? I want your teachers now to move straight into a kind calling out and gather your ideas. Off you go. Okay, we're moving on to writing side. And sir, miss, I need fire coming out of your pen now as you write into the story this. Curious, he jumped up and followed the trail of source. Now, everybody watch me closely as you can see my inner thinking, what I'm going to keep, what I'm going to reject. I'm going to do some demonstration writing now and notice what I use. And I'm going to use my size adjective. I'm going to choose small. A small, and then I'm going to put the emotion in. A small, kind hand appeared. Then I'm going to have one of these sort of awakening memory words or phrases, making him recall. Don't worry how many words you need. That's up to you. Making him, it's a bit clumsy that though, reminding him. Remember, if you use reminiscing, you're going to have to think about the words around it. You've got to think about how to make it smooth so it makes sense. Reminding him of the one that had rescued. I'm going to turn up that intensity, that had saved him years before. But this one didn't, and when I use one, I mean hand. Maybe I need to say, because I've got one twice, that this hand is better here. Just, I don't want to confuse the reader. But this hand didn't belong to Dad. and I'm going to use a dash for emphasis. It was a wide-eyed youngster. Wide-eyed. I want the reader to put that together. Wide-eyed youngster. Exclamation mark. Or I could just have, it was a baby. End it quickly. A small, kind hand appeared, reminding him of the one that had saved him years before. But this hand didn't belong to Dad. It was a baby. It's your time now. It's your turn. Show me what you can do. This is our moment. We need a big finish, and we are thinking about all those foods, all those positive foods of celebration. I've got 3 ideas in my mind already. Well, shall I write them down? Shall I show you what I mean? Now, I don't want brands. No brands. Donuts. And do you know what? I like donuts with custard inside. Tacos. Popcorn. They're my 3 ideas. I think you're going to be brilliant at this. I'm going to challenge you to come up with 10 celebration foods. Off you go. Wow, have you got a marshmallow? Have you got a steak? Well, come on, teachers, you've got some ideas too. Ah, and Mrs. Gibb has. Let's include everybody. Off you go, kind calling out. Okay, now my big finish. This needs to be drenched in positive emotion. And we are thinking of the right words that mean a loving relationship. And I've got a choice really. I can think about Mr. C, or I can think about honey. And actually, I love honey so much. And actually, honey can help me here. Honey, come in, darling. Come on. Yes, here she is. Oh, honey, can you help me? Can you help me, honey, with some lovely words? Oh, look, she's wearing some words. Oh, what have you got, honey? Wow, these are good. We've got, honey, you're so wriggly and excited. We've got companionship. Do you like that word? That's you and me, kid, isn't it? I know. Look at this word. We've got devotion. I know. That's lovely. Come on then. You want to give me another word? Oh, come on then. Oh, what's this? Adoration. I know. Thank you for those words. Oh, what a great doggy delivery. Now, I need you to think of feeling words. Feeling words, think of the people and animals that you love. What words can you put in your bank? Off you go. Okay, there's some great words in your bank. We're going to share them. Teachers, we're going to collect them. And children, we are auditing and adding. Let's boof up our banks. Off you go. Okay, we are on our big finale. It's got to have a big finish. It's got to have plus 10 star positivity. We've got some celebration food, but we've also got these lovely positive nouns, and some are abstract, and they're wonderful. And thank you, honey, for your help. What we're going to do now is we're going to move to writing side, and there is a provided sentence. I'm going to read that so that the teachers can get it into your work in your classroom. What followed was a never-ending feast. And then we're going to do something really clever. Yesterday, we introduced a list of 6 positive moments to represent the wedding. And we're going to keep with that pattern of 6. And we're going to choose 3 celebration foods. And we're going to choose 3 words that represent a loving relationship. So, watch here now for the power of repetition for effect. A feast of muffins. Maybe cupcakes, I'm not sure. I'm going to keep with muffins. A feast of pizza. A feast of popcorn. There's my 3 foods. A feast of laughter. And giggles inspired me there. A feast of companionship. A feast of friendship. I think I prefer a feast of friendship. Look at the rhythm building. It's like poetry. Oh, Mrs. C, you're rushing now and you've missed out a letter. Oh dear. A feast of friendship. And then the final line. A feast of love. I'm going to read that back. What followed was a never-ending feast. A feast of muffins, a feast of pizza, a feast of popcorn, a feast of laughter, a feast of friendship, a feast of love. I send you off now to write. I want a pattern of 6, 3 foods, and then 3 words to show the love. Off you go. Well done. What a beautiful ending. I cannot wait to read your work. And it might be you who makes it on the final part of our enormous collaborative, amazing sentence stack. Mrs. C is going to read her work back now, and it's really important that you read your work back. That's where you notice silly mistakes, missed words, little things you want to change. Time passed as a married couple, a happy and joyous time where even Winston got used to his healthy dog food topped with the peculiar green leaves. One day, something changed, semicolon. I'm so proud of that. A massive, mouth-watering meatball hit the floor and wriggled into Winston's view. Curious, he jumped up and followed the trail of sauce. A small, kind hand appeared, reminding him of the one that had saved him years before. But this hand didn't belong to Dad. It was a baby. What followed was a never-ending feast, a feast of muffins, a feast of pizza, a feast of popcorn, a feast of laughter, a feast of friendship, a feast of love. Well, this has been a feast. This truly has been a wonderfully woven feast, a feast of words and a true sense of learning, creativity and cooperation. We've just been brilliant together, and it's a shame that the internet can't keep up with our learning. So much has been happening. Don't forget to send your work in to me. And I'm going to read the stack and I'm going to publish it so you can listen along. And that read collaborative story, you'll be able to find it online. So make sure that your teachers don't forget to hand their stuff into me with the hashtag Mrs. C, hashtag live lessons. The only thing I need to say now is I might not be here and beaming into your classrooms, but I'm going to be here. And I am very special friends with your teachers, and they will keep me in touch with how you're going. But you now have an important job to do. I don't want you to rush. I want you to plan slowly. I want you to write carefully, and I want you to edit precisely. You are going to write your own story that has been inspired by Feast. This is your chance to shine, and it's your chance to win the prize, to be the best writer that is part of this Right Stuff collaborative piece of work. It could be you. Now, the deadline for that is Friday, the 9th of October. And I can't wait to read what you can do by yourselves. I've enjoyed every minute. Well, you know, grandma can be a little bit annoying sometimes, but mostly I've enjoyed every minute. You have been joyous, and your work, well, it truly was zinging with excitement. Until next time, see you soon. Goodbye.